I know you remember the 1976 version of King Kong where he grabbed Jessica Lange's character and he starts fondling her with his finger, trying to pull her beads down, and then tries to pull her shirt down, and this giant snake comes out of the blue to try to save her. It's like, no, save you. Well, we've come a long way since then. This version was directed by Adam Wingard, director of 2016 Blair Witch, Death Note. But in his defense, you can't be mad at an American adaptation of an anime because we just never get it right. Look at Dragon Ball Z. This movie stars Godzilla, King Kong, and a bunch of other talented actors playing uninteresting characters. Why would you have King Kong over water, chained up? Godzilla swims around in the ocean. The ocean. That would be like going to go see a movie named Warith versus the Great White. And it's me in a canoe, chained up, about to go heads up with this great white shark. I mean, who you really got your money on? And I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to keep it real. Keep it real. I view this as Godzilla is like The Rock. Right? And King Kong is like Kevin Hart. Now, you know, would you bring Kevin Hart to a fight against The Rock? If you was about to get into a fight against The Rock, he's like, you could bring one friend. Are you going to bring Kevin Hart? No. So I'll just leave it at that. One thing I've liked about these MonsterVerse movies has definitely been the visuals for me. From 2014's Godzilla when they were doing the Halo jump to the visuals of the background of Godzilla attacking the city. When you look at Godzilla King of Monsters, all the monster fights. Here's where it was the missed opportunities for me. Talented actors playing uninteresting characters. Now, I know you do not go to see a Godzilla vs. King Kong movie with the intent of seeing good characters. But I'm going to show you some examples of some missed opportunities. So, Ren Serizawa and Dr. Serizawa. Now, would you have known that this guy was related to this guy? Your dad he brought Godzilla back to life. In the first movie, he got people to love Godzilla. In the second movie, he gave his own life to bring Godzilla back. To give Godzilla super lava breath. But how they present you is you're staring at Godzilla about to attack the facility mad. Let's just say you would have given Ren Serizawa a name tag that actually said Serizawa. Then we could have known right then and there that, hey, look, that's his son. In Dr. Nathan, they try to set up a scene where he's talking about losing his brother, and it just falls very flat for me. It was a very bland scene. It was a Karen's macaroni bland. And I know you're not going to eat Karen's macaroni. And I know damn well you're not going to bring Karen to Thanksgiving with her macaroni. And that's about as flat as the story fell. And then Maya Simmons. She just shows up out of nowhere just for one-liner. And to be eyes for her dad. But when she met her certain doom, it was never acknowledged in the movie. Simmons never acknowledged what happened to his daughter. You know, that you didn't even have to make the connection. You could have just made it anybody. So now let's take the Russell family. The King of the Monsters Russell family versus this Russell family. So in Godzilla King of the Monsters, the Russell family, the entire Russell family was trying to overcome the grief, the loss of their son. Their son, who they lost in the first Godzilla. You have Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and her mother, Dr. Emma Russell, going around with Tywin Lannister to free all the other kaijus. And then Madison learned how crazy her mother really was, and we all know how that ended for her. And then we see the dad, played by Kyle Chandler. You just see him in the beginning of the movie. Oh, Godzilla's attacking. We gotta figure it out. And then you don't see him until the end. So my thing with Bernie Hayes is, you spent 5 years working at a job you don't even want to work at. 5 years. 5 years trying to uncover a secret that took you 5 years to uncover, just to find out what this is at the end of it. So you telling me after 2 years you couldn't figure this out? After a year you couldn't figure it out? Psh, I'm done. There's no amount of information out there that will make me want to go work somewhere. That would be like me working at McDonald's for 5 years, moving up the lines like Calvin, just to find out what McDonald's Big Mac sauce is, what the secret sauce is. That fake sacrifice at the end with Dr. Nathan, I thought he was going to sacrifice himself to explode that thing to bring King Kong back. And then all of a sudden it cuts from you're in there to you're on the ground. Bruh, come on now, bruh. And that's just an example of how you can tweak things to make things a little better. Let's say you take Ren Serizawa, and instead of just having him be there, you have him trying to avenge his father. So that when he looks like this, at the end of it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. You didn't make it, bro. Or the moment with Dr. Nathan's brother. Like, he could have used his brother as motivation to, when we get to the point where it comes down to you sacrificing yourself, then you just don't give him the credit and make him win. Make him come out of it alive. We don't want to see him come out of it alive. We want to see him give his life for it. Especially when you knocking over buildings, especially a monster movie. All those people dying. So then that gives you motivation with Ren Serizawa, Lil Serizawa, to say, hey, look, let's team up, become Mecha Godzilla, and let's avenge your dad and let's avenge my daughter. But just minor tweaks makes things a little better. Ernie Hayes actually being scared he's gonna die, and that's why he drinks the flask. Oh, it's over. You know, that was kind of what you did with that, when you could have put them in a situation where you're like, damn, they're about to die. Not the situation you were in where you chose to drink that. You hyped it up. You told me that you were going to drink this right before you thought you was going to die. And then in that moment that you thought you were going to die, I didn't think you were going to die. I thought you were going to be okay. So when you give us characters like Packard, played by Samuel L. Jackson, or Cole in his story of The Mouse and the Thorn, it is very hard to be accepting of this bland Karen macaroni of characters you tried to give me. Despite missed opportunities with characters, you get exactly what you want to from a monster movie. Visually stunning backdrops to amazing looking monster fights. I'm going to go ahead and say this is worth the watch, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So if you like this video, go ahead and click to subscribe.